Hi kids, I'm Coach Cecelia, and I hope you're healthy and safe at home, and I hope you're playing some chess. I know we lost a couple of classes at the end of the session, but fortunately, Inland Chess can put these classes up online. So that's what I'm here for. I'm going to start you off with some lessons. Today we're going to start our study of tactics and tactical moves. A tactical move is an action move, or an attacking move. We're going to look at the pin today. And the pin, there's two types of pins we're going to look at, the absolute pin and a relative pin. So let's start. What we have here is your general opening in a chess game. And I'm going to move my bishop back to this point so that I can show you that the bishop is going to move and pin the knight to the queen. And this is a relative pin. The knight can move if it wants. I mean, it can move here and the bishop will capture the queen. I mean, black wouldn't do that, but it can. It has that choice. That's why this is a relative pin. So let's take a look at an absolute pin. I'm going to move the bishop to b5 so it attacks the knight. Now the knight is pinned against the king. And in this case, the knight cannot move. It absolutely cannot move. It can't move. Take away the knight, and the bishop checks the king. Black cannot put its king in check. That's illegal. So the knight is pinned absolutely. So what's the big deal about a pin? Well, let me tell you. When a piece is pinned, it cannot move. And if it can't move, then it can't attack you. And if it can't move, you can attack it again. And then you have the opportunity to capture it. So let's see how we take advantage of a pin. You know that a pinned piece can't move. That's the whole point of pinning the piece. It can't move, so now you want to attack it again. The pawn in this case attacks the knight. Now, the bishop could take the knight, but this pawn would recapture, and then all it would be is a trade of material. But if the pawn, which is worth 1 as opposed to the knight that's worth 3, captures, and then the pawn recaptures, you've gained material. So let's take a look at how to get out of a pin. You never want to be in a pin. You want to get out of a pin as fast as you can. So let's take a look. Black can make a number of moves, and only one of them is going to be very effective. Black can attack the bishop, but the bishop can just move back and it's still pinning the queen. So it's not effective. It doesn't break the pin. Now, the queen can move. So black can say, okay, I'm just going to move the queen, and that solves that. Well, it really doesn't, because if the bishop takes the knight, the only piece that can recapture is the pawn. And then take a look at the weakness that will be around the king. You've weakened all of these squares around the king, so that is not good. The third option is the best, and the third option is to develop another piece, the bishop, by bringing it in. I'm going to put that back. by bringing it in between the queen and the knight. It doesn't break the pin, but it levels the playing field. If the bishop takes the knight, the bishop takes the bishop, and you're even material. We're going to finish this series by showing you a flurry of pins. You see where the knight is pinned to the king by the rook. What we're going to do with the knight is we're going to attack it again with the pawn. Now, black says, you're not going to get my knight because my queen is going to pin your pawn against your unprotected queen. So if white's pawn takes the knight, black's queen gets white's queen for free. But our rook can take the knight. Oh, but you say, but black's pawn can take the rook. Well, let's see what happens when it does. Pawn takes rook. Oh, goodness, bishop takes queen. Because this pawn was pinned. Such a flurry of pawns. Oh, pins. Oh. I hope you enjoyed our chess club sessions that we've had for you online. I know it's not quite the same as class where you can ask questions to the coach, but really, if you email Inland Chess Academy with a question about these sessions or anything about chess, then we'll answer you. Also, go to our website and you'll see that we have tournaments planned, we have other events that are planned for you that you can join in. Awards will be picked up at the Argonne Center, and we'll let parents know when and where that's going to happen for sure. Stay safe, play chess, and we'll see you in the fall.